this is the HotAsh Mini from the Kickstarter, just arrived today. My first burn, I just got it set up. And I'm going to, once I get this going really well, I'm going to make the cheesy beans and rice dish for you guys. And we're going to give that a go. Alright. Fire's going really good here. Burn down a little bit. There we go. I want to have plenty of fuel on here. And then I can feed the rest from the front. Just going to turn this quickly so you can see it. There we go. So that's the HotAsh Mini, the feed ramp. Then the hot stand. So I'm going to set it back this way so I can feed it. And I am going to put 1 1/4 cups of water in the pot to boil. Then after I post the video, I will also upload some still shots of the ingredients, and I will post the ingredient list once again. I've made another post with this, but that way you can actually see it in action. So I'm using the HotAsh Mini Titanium Alloy Stove, and I'm using my Toaks Titanium 2000 milliliter or 2 liter pot. So there's the water. Put that on to start. And I'm actually going to go ahead and add directly in. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and add in right now so it can just start warming up with it. The mix, again, I'll give you the list and I'll take pictures and post them in the comments of what all is in the pre-mix. I make this at home before I go and take it with, so that all it is just add the few ingredients and cook it out. Okay, that get going. Use this to just stir it. I don't want everything sitting at the bottom here, so I'm just going to stir it out. And again, because I'm not waiting for the water to come to a boil, I will have to stir it fairly regularly. Right. So we're going to let that come, and it's already starting to simmer. I've got simmering all the way around it. And then once I get it up, I'm going to put the lid over it. Once I've got it come to a boil, I'm going to put the lid over it, let it rehydrate and cook all the dry ingredients. So what's in there is dehydrated refried beans and dehydrated or instant brown rice. You can use whatever you like as far as that goes, but instant brown rice. Some garlic powder, some taco seasoning, and then I'm going to add in some chili pepper flakes. Well, they're already in there in mine. 1 or 2 little packets, or you can pre-measure it if you have if you buy it in bulk. But that's what's going to go in here to give it some spice. And then in the previous post, I showed I was using the old Wisconsin turkey sausage bites. Tonight I'm going to use the Tyson Premium Chunk White Chicken Pre-Cooked Chicken Cubes. I'll add that in right at the end to warm it up as well. There we go. I can see the beans already starting to thicken. Looking good here. Pretty cool little stove. Doesn't take up a whole lot of space. Packs down pretty small. Not completely fold flat, but it does pack down pretty doggone small. And then right at the end, we'll add in our 3-ounce block of Velveeta cheese. I'm using the Queso Blanco, the white cheese. And then I will add in my packet of Tapatio hot sauce and get that mixed in, and then we'll add in the chicken, mix it in, let the chicken get warm, and then we'll crush up our fritos and put it in to make the dish. Stick around. Alright, we're back. Been about 5 minutes. This is starting to thicken up really nice. In just a second, I'm going to grab it and stir it a little bit so I don't have anything burned to the bottom of the pan here. There we go. Nice. Really don't want it to burn and stick and scorch on the bottom, so you got to keep it going. Control your flame real well. So I've let this come down to coals. There's no open flame now. Very little flame. Every now and then there's a little puff of it, but down to just coals, letting that burn, slowly adding fuel so I don't get a big roaring fire back under there. Blow it a little bit here. Yep, there we go. Doing good, doing good. All right. Rice still needs a little bit more. Beans are starting to thicken up real nice now. Getting close to adding in the cheese here, and then the chicken. I just don't want to add them in until right at the end because I don't want to overcook the chicken. It's already cooked. I just want to heat it up. This 2,000 milliliter pot is a little bit big for this. It's not horrible, but I could see it being, you know, at least a risk for it getting bumped off just because it's so much bigger than the actual stove here. But we're doing okay. We'll just keep control of it. Alright, so I'm going to now add in my cheese. And cook time will vary depending on, you know, on your heat level and how well you can control the flame. But it should be somewhere between 5 and 10 minutes to do the cook down, get it rehydrated. So break the cheese up here so it melts down faster. And then get it mixed in. There we go. Let that get in there and start melting. Doing good there. I'm going to add in my Tapatio now. You can do as many or as few pouches as you want. Usually I stick 2 in it. In the premix for me, so that I have it in there. I like spicy food, so I like to give it a little bit of kick. I usually use 2 or 3 of the red chili flakes if I'm bringing them in a packet. If I'm doing them by, if I pre-measure into the mix like I did tonight before I started cooking, when we have the big bottle, I usually use half a teaspoon, maybe a little bit more, but Good measurement is 1 or 2 packets, and depending on how hot you want it. So we're going to let this continue to cook until the cheese melts down. And right after the cheese is almost completely melted down, I'm going to add in the chicken and take it off the heat completely to let it finish bringing the chicken up to temperature and the cheese melting down off of the heat. We don't want to scorch or burn any of that. So just keep stirring it here. Cheese is starting to melt down really good now, and everything is thickening up really nice. Can't wait to eat this. It's going to be so good. Now we're going to pull it off the heat. Just a moment. Pull it off the heat here. Let's do this. Put this over here. I'm going to set this down here. Now that we're off, don't always use the whole pack, but tonight I'm going to, because I'm going to share it with my son. So the whole pack is 7 ounces of white chunk chicken, pre-cooked. So use all that. We'll get that stirred in. And then I'll go grab the camera and bring it over for you to take a look. Yep, cheese is all melted down. So now that I've got it off the heat, I'm going to cover it with the lid and let that sauce thicken up just a little bit more. And we'll be right back. Stick around. Right, we're back. Let me grab the camera. I'm going to take the lid off and let you have a look at this. So there's the HotAsh. And then here's the meal. Go ahead and stir this a little bit. Look at that, how nice and thick and creamy. Big chunks of chicken in there. I am gluten-free, so I don't use a tortilla, but if you wanted to, you could take some tortillas with, and that would go really well with this. Help you clean up some of that mess too, that liquidy, juicy sauce from it. Get that and wipe it all up too. Put you back over here. I don't know about you guys, but I'm hungry. Let me get the Fritos. So I typically, when I pack this, will fill a sandwich-sized baggie with my Fritos, and then I'll crush it all up. So it isn't, it isn't a ton of them that fit in here, but it's a nice light meal for 2 people to share, or a good sized meal for 1 person. Put these away. That would be about what I would take in a pack. And of course, before I put it in my pack, I would go ahead and break it all down anyway. Because the little crumbles will take up significantly less space in my food bag, and it's going to get broken up anyway. So, might as well take up less space. And now right here at the end, now that everything is heated up and cheese is melted and everything's mixed in, just drop that right on in there. Always make sure you pack out your trash if it can't go on the fire. And mix that in real good. Get all those Fritos coated. Want them nice and coated. That'll thicken it up too. And you can, like I said, put it in a tortilla and do a roll up with it, or just use the tortilla separately to clean up your plate as you eat. But delicious. So good. Tell me what you think, your thoughts, variations on this if you've ever made something like it. Put them in the comments. If you like it, you want to see more, give me the thumbs up, like, subscribe, comment, let me know.